If you've been looking for a great note learning app for piano students, then I want to introduce you to Flashnote Derby, or Derby, depending on how you say it. It's my favorite note learning app for students, and they can use it in lessons and they can use it at home, and it's just great for drilling notes and positions on the stave. So let me show you how it works. So the first thing you do is choose which notes you'd like students to be assessed on. So you can just scroll your hand over the whole clef if you want. You could do no left hand, you could do all one hand, whatever you want to do. Maybe you just want to drill the notes on the lines and spaces. So let's start with that. You then can choose a number of different themes. So if I go into the settings tab here, you can see theme in the middle. If I select that, the standard theme is what's called fresh air. It's actually a horse race. So I'll show you that one first. I'll just go back to the main screen and I'll click in the bottom right to get our game started. So you can see what happens. It's a simple horse race and the horses move, you win the more you get right, etc. And there's kind of cheering and the music kids seem to love. I think this works really well up to about age 12 or thereabouts. I wouldn't use this app so much for teenagers unless you want to make a little bit of a funny game out of it. So that's how the basics of it work. If I go back into the settings, I'll show you some of the other options that you've got that you can play with this. So you can select how many questions you get asked, the speed that students have to answer, that's the race speed. In the theme, you can choose, like let's try the space one for the next one, for example. And the answer method. Now this is a really important one because just clicking buttons on a screen to say what note is isn't actually the best learning outcomes for students. What we really want them to do is see that note and play it on the piano keyboard. So thankfully it's got an answer method now that can listen. So I'm going to choose listen. You can also play with an on-screen piano if you want to, and you can also connect via MIDI. So if you've got a digital instrument, you can connect it directly into the iPad. And so then we'll go back to the main theme. I've changed to space, and what I might do is select one of my presets. I've got a presets setting for landmark notes. So if you're not currently teaching landmark and intervallic reading, then I'd strongly encourage you to try it out. I never teach my students every good boy deserves fruit or all cows eat grass or anything like that, because it's been proven to be not the most effective way to learn to read music. So that's called the mnemonic route, where you learn a rhyme and that's how you remember your notes. It's actually far slower than having students be able to recognize what I call landmark notes or guide notes, and then be able to work out all the relationships to the other notes intervallically from that, or using patterns. Anyway, let's get on and I'll show you this. If you're interested in my approach to reading and note reading and why I don't like mnemonics, then we'll pop some links down below to some of my other videos. So I'm going to click the groovy alien in the bottom right corner to get started. And now it's waiting for me to actually play the note on the piano. And it heard my voice, so. So you get the idea. You can see that it's now, the spaceships are fighting each other and etc. as the game goes on. So each of the themes has a slightly different aspect to it, what kind of game it is or race it is. But in the same way, all the themes do help the students really have fun while drilling those note names. And as I showed you before, if you want to save a set of notes, you can easily do that into the presets. And another thing you can do, if you happen to be a teacher of an instrument that doesn't read treble or bass, there's also the option for alto or tenor clef. You can choose whether the music coming up has key signatures or accidentals as well. And you've got instructional videos and all sorts of other things there. So it's a fantastic app. It costs about $8, I think, so it's not hugely expensive. It's a great investment for teachers and for students, in my opinion. It's easy to set up and use, and really I think it is the best note learning app for under, let's say, 12s. Now there are some other great games out there, Note Quests and Star Wars and things like that, but this is the one I go to most often, and I think because its interface is just so easy to use. It's like open the app, choose a note, go. And you don't have to worry about anything else. So that's my recommendation. Check it out. There's some links below, and I hope you've enjoyed today's video. Leave some comments below if you've got any questions, or if you have a preferred staff reading or note reading app, let me know in the comments below. See you soon. Yo, wait up. But before you go, I would love for you to check out some of my other videos. I'm going to put a link to one of them right here. And if you haven't yet explored my blog, then make sure you do check that out. If you've enjoyed this video, you're going to love some of the resources I put out over there, and we're going to put a link to that on this screen as well. Until next time, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel so we can send you updates as soon as they come out, and I will see you later. Have a great week.